It's lovely to be here. I love this time period. I'm a scholar that really works in the 1930s, mainly in the Caribbean, and also the Caribbean diaspora in Europe. I work particularly on histories of women and Black liberation moments, and kind of interested in the Caribbean radical tradition, how we think through the ideas of freedom traditionally in the Caribbean, and how that kind of shapes how we think about it in Europe in the 20th century, in short, I think.
Amazing.
Hi, I'm Jacqui Cooke, visual artist, as you can see. For me, it really is a case of to be seen is to be heard. So in many situations, a lot of these, whether it's women of colour, millions of them contributed to the war. But because we didn't see them in these spaces, we just didn't know that they contributed in such a powerful and meaningful way in order to support Britain in the war. And so here, this gives you an opportunity to be able to look into their eyes and get a feeling of what they went through, what their experiences were, and just have an idea of, what it was like to the type of individuals they were in order to be able to contribute. So that's the reason why I created or recreated them. But yeah.
Does anyone in the audience have any questions? Dr. Kate Law from Nottingham.
Hi, thank you so much for everyone who was involved. That was fantastic. I wondered if you could tell us, perhaps, Sarah, what happens to Jeanette after the play ends? Thank you.
Thank you. That's a really, Jeanette is amazing, because I think, as Susan has really shown in her play, and Precious has depicted so wonderful, this is a complicated person. She's not quite adult, not quite a child. And basically, she leaves Paris, crosses the demarcation line, which is kind of a frontier, a border between occupied and non-occupied France, and then makes her way to the Pyrenees, where she's kind of taken across in this fabulous adventure over the Pyrenees, where she doesn't bring any food, but she's got a jacket. She's traveling with another young woman and a dog. They get on a train to Barcelona. They're walking for miles, but they're finally on a train. They obviously don't have any passes. This Spanish guard is coming up to control their papers, and the other young woman happily speaks Spanish, and they flirt with the guard all the way to Barcelona. So they're not asked for their papers, so they get out. They're secreted to the British embassy, where they're like, holy crap, Felix Eboué's daughter has made it here. And her brothers, completely randomly, are there as well. So we know that she travels back to Brazzaville, that she joins the external resistance, and then her story, this is probably really frustrating in your work as well, her story is told by the men in her life. So she marries Leopold Senghor, so she's the wife, or the first wife, of Leopold Senghor. She's still the daughter of Felix Eboué, the daughter of Eugénie Eboué-Tell, so she does have another woman. But we know so little about what she does next. We know she's a Mason, and we know that she spends 30 years working for UNESCO, writing anti-colonial stuff. I think we should probably, because we've been given so much generous extra time, but can we just finish with a massive round of applause? And maybe, Susan, you could stand up and bow, because I got to embarrass you.
So much for coming. When they told us how big this space was, I was really nervous, and we filmed it, and I really hope you could all hear at the back. Did you hear all right? Yeah. That's perfect. Thank you so much.